Hello, it's Shanna Makes It. I'm part of the creative crew for Cat Scrappiness. Now today we're working with Easter wishes and a bushel of bunnies and our Bunny Hop 6x6 premium cardstock. And we're going to make a shaker card. Now I am just one of the creative crew members for Cat Scrappiness, and we have many. And today I actually am casing a card from Deborah Hellman. She's another one of our crew members, and I saw her card and I loved it, and I asked her if it'd be okay if I cased her card and made a video for the Cat Scrappiness channel, and she said sure. So I'm going to be doing that today. So I'm just bringing in my die cutting machine. I've got my bushel of bunnies laid down on some white cardstock, and I'm just going to die cut it out. I did use some pink pixie tape so that I could kind of get it lined up on my panel in the, kind of centered and exactly where I want it, and I'm just peeling that pink pixie tape off. Now I will show you Deborah's card at the end of the video, along with a card that Maria Russell also made. So there'll be a couple cards at the end of the video for inspiration. Now I've got the die cut piece, and then I've got the bushel of bunnies, and I can set them aside and use them for something else. Now I'm just bringing in this purple copy paper just so you can kind of be able to see better what I'm doing. I have got a piece of acetate, and basically I took one of the full panel shaker pieces that you can get from Cat Scrappiness, and I just cut it down to fit this bushel of bunnies that I needed. So I just took and cut it down, and I'm going to use it. So right now I've got some double-sided tape, and I'm just surrounding my bunnies with the double-sided tape so that I can use it to adhere my acetate to. I find that it works better than glue, in that glue can be messy, and I don't want to make a mess on my acetate, so they'll be good and clean. Now I will have to bring some glue in a minute for the white pieces between each bunny, because those will need to be tacked down to the acetate, but I'll do that after I get this piece of acetate laid down. So you can see I'm very easily just laying that down there, and the double-sided tape has adhered it, and now I'm just going to go to my guillotine and trim it down. And I've trimmed this down smaller than an A2 size panel. Now this is where I'm putting the little glue on the little pieces in between the bodies and just carefully pushing them down to make sure I don't get glue anywhere else. And I'll just push them down, and they will adhere to my acetate. Now I'm just going to lay my block on there and let that dry while I build my card base. So I brought in my Teflon bone folder just to press my card base, and I've got my Bunny Hop paper, and I'm cutting it down to A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can see it's double-sided. It's got the cute little bunnies on the back side. And I'm just getting it glued up real well, and I'm just going to adhere it to my card base. Now this is where my card differs from Deborah's. Deborah just did a full A2 size panel for her shaker in white, and I decided to make it a little bit different and bring in some pattern paper. Now because I cut it down, I'll have less space for my Easter wishes. So she had a little more space to space hers out, and I was a little bit pinched for space. So now I'm just bringing in some double-sided foam tape, and this is just 1/8 of an inch, so I can get in there nice and snug around my bunnies. And I'm just going to wrap this all the way around my bunnies and my card base, and we'll build the area for our shaker. So I'm just double checking, making sure you can't see that foam tape from the front, and I'm using my tool to make sure that it's not showing from the front. So that's my white crystal dual-ended embellishment pickup and poker tool. And so I've got all my small pieces of foam tape on there, and then I just brought in a big piece for that kind of larger area there. Now this is my telescopic embossing powder retractable brush, and I'm just putting that on there so that it'll help reduce the static and allow my bits to move along quite well. Now I have cut down a panel that is the same size as my little shaker panel here, and it'll be my backer piece. So I'm going to just show you all of the little embellishments that I had in that little triangle embellishment tray, and you can see all the different colors. I will link those in the description box below so you can check them out. But I'm just going to carefully press my panel down, get it pushed down very well so that none of my bits escape. And you can see they're moving freely in there, so they look super cute. I think this will be a lot of fun to play with for my card recipient. So now I'm just going to lay my Easter wishes on there and make sure I've got enough room to get that cinnamon on there. And I've got some pink paper, and I'm looking to make sure that it looks good with my shaker bits. And I've got 2 pinks in there, so I think it'll look just fine. And I'm going to grab my die cutting machine, and I'm just going to die cut out my Easter wishes, and we'll just run it through. And this die set is just fabulous. You only have to do 1 pass, and it die cuts out beautifully. And so we'll just pull them off of here. I've got my dies, I'm laying them aside, and I'm going to keep my magic mat there with my Easter wishes on it so that I don't lose my dot to my eye. And I'm just going to glue my panel down and get it adhered to my card base. And we'll just try to get it lined up real nice. And there you have it. Still, those shaker bits are still flowing very well. Now I'm going to bring in my rainbow ombre reverse crossing lock tweezers, and you're going to need those for these small letters. So I'll use them. Right now I'm trying to figure out what happened to the W to my wishes. I've got everything there, including the dot to my I, but no W. And so I'm just getting everything organized and laid out there. And then I'm going to get the dot to my I, and I'm going to do a little looking. I'm thinking, where did this go? And I will find it. It actually fell on the floor. And so I'm going to get my Easter part laid on there. And I know that I have to go clear to the edge because, I just barely have enough room for this sentiment. So Deborah was smart in that she kept her A2 panel full size. I was trying to just make mine a little bit different, and so I cut it down, and so now I'm pretty snug fitting my cinnamon in there. And you can see the Easter is in 2 pieces. We've got the EAS and the TER. And I had a little bit of glue and it got stuck on my tweezers. And then the wishes, you've got the HES together, the S, the I, and the W separate. So you got to keep track of all those little pieces and get them lined up carefully so that they'll look nice together. And you can see I'm just kind of fiddling. I'm going to go ahead and lay the last part of the sentiment down because I'm going to take it clear to the edge and try to maximize as much space as I've got there. And then I'll bring in my little S. I'm getting it laid down on there. And then my I. And you'll see I'm going to bring in the piece of paper that I die cut it from because I'm using it as a guide to see how close I need to put my S to my H and my I to my S and then get my W in there. And I just barely have enough room, but I think it'll work out all right. And there we have our Easter wishes. So I'm just kind of cleaning up my desk area. I'm going to put my little tittle or my dot to my I on my I there and use my tool to get it just right where I want it. And then got to play with those shaker bits a little bit more. Those are so fun. And I thought I was done, and then I remembered I didn't put the little bunny tails on there. So I've got them in my triangle embellishment tray, and I'm just going to put a little piece of glue on there, just a little dab of glue, and then I'll lay my bunny tails on each of my bunnies. and I think that really makes them look cute. Now you got to get them turned in the right direction, so I'm going to flip them over, pick them up, and glue them down. And then that will finish up this card. So I hope you like it. I think it turned out super cute. And as I said, I was inspired by Deborah Hellman's card, and I'll include it here at the end of the video along with Maria Russell's card for some additional inspiration. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to shop Cat Scrappiness.